What's happening? What's happening? Coach Kaye is in the building again. Tonight we're talking about astrology and the kids. This day 6. We have been building on astrology almost every day for like a week and some change. And we talked about the money and are you trying to get on the camera already? What's happening? I'm on the camera already. But we've been going over astrology and about understanding that, we are at the center of the chart, right? And most of the time in life, our parents have kind of like made us think that the rest of the world is running things and we just like a participant. I'm Coach Kaye, Team Tars, Atlanta, Georgia. Please share this video. Even though it says teaching the children, the title is "What If?" Like, what if you would have learned astrology when you was a kid, and then you think about the children, and this how easy this is to learn. If you're still interested, Coach K astrology.info. The promo code is LiveFree50. You can get 50% off of everything we got. Code is over tomorrow morning. When you're catching this, I don't know, you can try to see if it's still open or not. But tomorrow we're moving into this point right here, which is the sign of Cancer. Yeah. So Cancer is tomorrow, which is 6/20, June 21st. So we're about to hit the solstice right here. So it's a different attitude that moves tomorrow. But if you would have known about this when you were a child, how much would your life be different? How much would your life be different as far as money, relationships, spirituality? That's why I call it love, abundance, and wisdom. That's the law. So we got, we needed relationships. We need to understand about money, and then we also needed wisdom. And that's the law right there: love, abundance, and wisdom. A lot of us come up, we suffering. We got bank accounts. I don't want to say we, but a lot of people have, like, you don't have the fulfillment that you want because nobody showed you this science when you were little. Right? So today, I'm going to go in and help you start to teach your children differently. Okay? Not just, if you're going to use astrology, that's marvelous. If you're not, I still want to give you something that I give everybody when I start a consultation. All right? Which is, I tell people about the tree. So we all know this is the chart, right? So if you're just getting on, I always ask everybody to draw the chart. You're gonna need at least about 3 pieces of paper tonight, and so you're drawing out the chart, right? Bam, bam. That's the first house, second house. You got all the houses, right? We've been covering this. That's your whole Jesus and the 12 disciples, right there. You are in the center, right? I see you playing catch up. Yeah, things would be a lot different if you'd got this when you were little. Just think about it. 13th sign astrology. You actually could do 90 sign astrology. There's tons of signs out here. I always tell people when they ask me which one is better, it's depending on how accurate the practitioner can be. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I live in America. This is the most recognized astrology in the world. Even though India, they use the Vedic sign, they only use the Vedic system. They only use 12. If you want to study the 13, I say have at it. But for me, I use the 12 and the accuracy is bananas. So we know that whoop, this first house, these first three houses, this is the Prince. It's that fire action. We know the third, we know the second three houses, that's the Queen, represented by the mother. We know that the next three houses, that's the King, that represents the logic. And we know that the third three houses, the resources, represented with the princes, right? So you need to get this in your mind, because I'm about to erase it and kind of like superimpose over it. And I don't want it to be sloppy, but I just want you to remember this, right? First three houses, initiation. Second three houses, that's where your magic and your nurturing is at. Your intellect is in 7 through 9, and then your resources, your collateral, your properties, and your assets. That's in your last three, right? So, what I want you to write out though. So we're gonna knock all this down. And remember, the topic is about what if I was giving this to the kids? What if I was giving this to the kids? And you can give this to the kids, because if you go to coachkastrology.info, scroll down to the bottom, you can get your child a consultation, or you can, the course is for your whole family, right? The course is for your entire family. Turn this a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so what I always tell people, if you got a reading from me, what's the first thing I'm going to tell you to write down? The first thing I'm going to tell you to write down is growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. There's never been a consultation where I didn't tell somebody to write at the top of the page, growth is the purpose, everything else is the result. If you've gotten a reading from me and you recognize this, press 5. Press 5 if you've gotten a reading and you've heard me to type this right here. Growth is the purpose, everything else is the result. And thanks everybody for sharing this video. If you got kids, or you know somebody that's got kids, or just if you supporting Coach K, drop that thing on there right quick. Just go ahead and share the video. Growth is the purpose, everything else is the result. And I always have everybody draw out this tree. And these are limbs and these are roots. See the tree? And in the tree, I have everybody write in the trunk of the tree the word growth. Everybody draw this out. Please draw this out. And then above the tree, I'll say, look, write the word agreeable, and below the tree, disagreeable. You got me? And then beside the tree, choices. Now this is what life looks like. Because at the top of the tree is what? This is, in life, there's no such thing as good or bad. There's only agreeable and disagreeable. Somebody stole my car, you strongly disagree with it. Somebody bought me a car, you strongly agree with it. But all of it is come down to what choices. Did you lock your door? Did you leave your laptop in the car? Did you not tint your windows? Did you leave the windows cracked? Did you leave your door unlocked? All these things are about choices, because before we came down to earth, if I just over here just draw like a little dimension, and you were in the ethers, or you can call it heaven, right? And then you had to cross this plane to get down here to earth. When you were in your soul body, when you were in the spiritual realm, you had no choices. Oh, my fault. I ain't even gonna put the word choice. All you could do was obey. Everything was taken care of. Then when you got down here to earth, you got choices. How did you get choices? Because God gave you this thing called free will. You can do whatever you want. You can either say there is no God. You can say whatever you want when you get down here to earth. You don't have to obey the rules. You can just be like, look, man, this is what I want to do now. But before you came down here and got a body, all you could do was just obey. That's it. But you had to come and be challenged down here on earth. So you already see, look how obey is close to agreeable, and then choices is disagreeable. I'm really not ecstatic about having a bunch of choices. I'd rather obey, follow the law, have agreeable things happen. Right? So, but when we get down here on planet Earth, we start wilding out. How many of you have shown this to your children? If it was me, I'd be like, yo, you're going to have to draw this. Now, a lot of y'all are coming in late, and you're like, where's the astrology lesson? You're going to have to come back, catch it from the beginning, but we in the middle of it. So, with that being said, watch this. Growth is the purpose, everything else is the result. If I draw the chart and put it back around, and I put it back around this tree, and I draw the chart again, and I put me right here, and I draw my quadrants again, it looks like the chart forming again, doesn't it? And then if I draw my lines, right? We already know the houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See, the kids can handle this. They can still see it. If the top of the tree is agreeable, because this is how you grow, watch this. At 1 year of age, you're just learning your identity. Who are you? At 2, they call it the terrible twos. And you want to possess everything and talk about I have and what is yours. By the time you get 3 years old, you're beginning to get rooted. You're beginning to catch some roots down here, and you start to talk. When you're 4 years old, this is when you start expressing love. Well, really, I'm going to put emotions right here. You start putting some emotions right here. At 4 years old, you're kind of grounded. People, we're trying to teach you numbers. We want you to say you love me. We're trying to get you connected. 5 years old, you go to kindergarten. Look at that. You go to kindergarten, and you start interacting with other children. And then at age 6, you're in the first grade. This is the house of work. You start getting chores. This is the house of willpower and love and play and creativity. This is the house of nurturing. Home, real estate, where you grew up at. You still see the roots in there? Can you see that? If you're following right now, please press 1. Just let me know. Press 1 if you're following. The second, third, fourth, and fifth house is your experiences. The experiences that you grew up with. You don't really remember too much around 1. And once you get into first grade, things start to fly by. But you have these experiences, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These years right here, and I'm going to use brown because that's the dirt. Woo, that's fundamental right there. It's fundamental. 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you got kids, how impressionable are they then? This is why you always hear me talking about Proverbs 22:6. Somebody go find that verse and post it. Proverbs 22:6. What's that say? Raise a child in the way you want him to go. When he is old, he would not depart from it. But we got a whole bunch of baby's kids out here that's leaning sideways, that's doing really crazy stuff. They're not upright, fearless, and independent. So really tonight, I'm just making my case of why it's important for the kids. What if the kids had astrology? What if you were teaching your kids the astrology and that their whole basic premise was about growth? See, there's no planets in here. All the signs are empty. We're not even putting no planets in here yet. I keep telling you, you got to see the big picture first before you say, oh, I want to come in and I want to put the planets in and I'm a Leo and this is the this and this is the that. Relax. You missing the point. You're not looking at this word in the middle, growth. You don't know that this is disagreeable. Sometimes the children are a little more disagreeable here. But then guess what happens after they come across that horizon though? Now, second grade, relationships. You got a boyfriend? Second grade. They start to making friends and saying, who's my friend? Oh, I don't like this person. Right. Houses 1 through 6, very personal. Houses 7 through 12, social. Not interpersonal, but social houses. And that's the path. That's the path. Social and personal. If our parents, if your parents would have been paying attention, that's all I'm asking. What if they'd have been paying attention to say, yo, let me make sure, okay, my child's 7 years old. That means that Jupiter, that's especially how Jupiter travels. If we were looking at 1 year per sign, that means Jupiter's will be in their Jupiterian 7th. What kind of friends are they going to be having? Then in the 8th house, this is the 3rd grade, right? What happens in the 3rd grade? Timetables and division, multiplication. And what happens in the 3rd grade is a transformation. They start to identify how many black boys are in 3rd grade, how many prisons to build. Who can do the multiplications? Did you learn your 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s? Can you get up to 10s and 9s? Remember the competition? We was all playful right here in the 5th house. We was in kindergarten, it was all play. But when we got to the 3rd grade, we started getting divided. We started being like, no, I'm smarter than you, player. There wasn't no academically gifted classes, just everybody was in the 3rd grade. But then all of a sudden it started switching up. Now a 9-year-old, what's the 9-year-old? He's in the 4th grade. And this joker's ready to come out of the house. But the 9th house is international travel. But before you can leave my house, you got to be agreeable. You got to be agreeable. This child is growing up now. He's growing up from being disagreeable in the house, so that when you put him out there in public, he's agreeable. He doesn't disrespect you. He doesn't disrespect your name. How many times your parents put you outside and be like, yo, make sure you don't disrespect my name. Don't bring no dishonor to my name. So this is the 4th grade. Now you go spend the night at somebody else's house. 10. Oh man, 10 years old. That's the 10th house. This is the house of fame. 5th graders. Jokers is getting ready to graduate elementary school at 10 now. They walking and making that walk of fame. Now, 11 years old, they're going into, and they're having a different network. This is the 11th house is all about the social. It's all about the social and having a different network. So kids now going into middle school. They're 11 years old. They're moving into middle school. 11, 12, 13. What happens at 13? They've made a complete cycle. And what do they get if they are Jewish? I know this is getting really junky. I'm about to erase it. They get the bar mitzvah. I don't know how to spell it. But they get a bar mitzvah. Is this making any sense yet? Let's draw it from the top. Growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. If the children would have had astrology, and you could have been able to look at their chart and say, man, oh, this child has got more planets in the scientific house, or this child has more planets in the first house, or this child has, I just had a client today, he got 5 planets in Libra, and he likes to argue, but he's not doing that. He's supposed to be like, he's not doing that professionally to make no money. But he's still the big homie. But once today he was like, what? He was like, I'm so locked in. I'm so locked in my fortress. He not locked in. He had a stellium in Libra. There's the chart. That's me in the middle. These are the roots. There's the branches. Agreeable. Disagreeable. I have a stellium somewhere. You're not studying your chart. This is why it's so important to study. It's so important to understand what these houses mean, and to be able to just break it down so where the kids can really understand, hey, that's me he's talking about. That's me he's talking about. Oops. That was a little whack. That was a little raggedy right there. Pardon. You see how the chart is still making up. It's still made up of the tree. What am I doing when I get up here? Because now when I come back around the second lap, and now I take 12 plus 9, you're 21, 22, 23, 24. You're going to be 21 years old getting up out the house on that second lap around here. It's so important that that you see your children's chart. How do you know what is the direction for them to go without looking at the map? If the chart is the map, okay, well, I could have just pulled a chart today too, right? If your child has a birthday, of course, since I know my own chart, it's the easiest one to draw, right? Ooh. Go a little smaller this time. Why are we not looking at our children's charts? To see, oh man, he's got Moon in the second, Pluto in the first, Uranus in the first, Neptune in the third, fifth, sixth. North node in the seventh. South node in the eighth. I'm sorry, south node in the first. Chiron in the eighth. Ooh, Sun. Mercury. Saturn in the ninth. Mars in the 10th. Venus in the 11th. Ooh. Good old Lilith in the 12th. With Leo, don't forget good old Leo, with Lilith in Leo and Lilith in the 12th. Look at these vacant houses right here. Look at that. You see that? Empty houses. What are the 4th, 5th, and 6th house? That's the houses of the mother. Right. And look, 1, 2, 3, no activity. This is my chart. My mother left. My mother left the first time when she was 7, when I was 7, and she left again when she was 12. Look how my chart plays out. I ain't making this up. Who raised me? What's this over here? This is the father. 7 through 9. You see what happens when we start paying attention? When we start looking at the chart? We kill all the baby mama drama and baby daddy drama and stuff like that. We can start healing people. We can start understanding where the child needs more nurturing at. Right. Then the sun, that was over here. That was me. That was my daddy. And then small relationship, with my own sister. This is my own chart. What if I'd have been able to draw this out? What if I would have been able to draw this out, know that growth is the purpose, everything else is the result, when I was 11, 12 years old? It's an interesting concept, right? The question is, when you going to start teaching the babies? When you going to learn it? You ain't got no kids? Why wouldn't you learn astrology now, so when you do have them, when the baby come out, you be like, yo, what time is it? Let me get that correct time of birth. Or at least let me know for myself. CoachKAstrology.info. Promo code is LiveFree50. 50% off the course. Course is normally $300. 50% off. All the readings are 50% off. Since I've been having this sale, I've only had one person get a child's reading. One time. I was like, wow. Did somebody else? I think somebody else might have paid for a child's reading. They said they were. But everybody's looking at their stuff, but you're supposed to be a visionary. Astrology turns you into a visionary to be able to see down the road. Where's our visionaries at, man? We're supposed to be visionaries. Astrology opens our eyes up so we can see. How are we going to be visionaries if we're waiting on somebody else to tell us about our stuff? When I'm doing a reading for somebody, you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to give them like some mathematical Reiki. I'm trying to give them a jump. I'm trying to get their battery to have a jump, so they can be like, man, I want to learn this myself. It would be cool if I come to you all the time, but guess what? I want to learn this myself. That's that initiative. What if somebody would have told us that growth is the purpose, everything else is the result, then what? What would we have been coming up with right then? If somebody would have been like, well, you know, the second house is the money house, and this child has Jupiter, the moon, and Uranus there. We need to be looking at that right there. This joker's setting his own rules. He got big dreams, and he's emotional about this cake, and it's run by Leo. Let's put some support behind this. Oh, what do we need to work on and watch out for? Oh, well, you know, his South Node is going to be in his personality, right? It's Virgo. He got Pluto, where you are, what you were hated on. Let's do some keywords. I want to do some keywords. Let's do some planetary keywords. But tonight might be my last night teaching on this. Let's do some keywords for some planets. And some keywords for some signs. I probably should just stop this video and just do a fresh one. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Start a fresh one. Nah. You know what? I'm not. I'm getting ready to teach what I'm about to teach, and I'm getting ready to go do what I got to do in my house, in my space. Growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. That's right. That's going to be at my wedding. When I get married, when I'm dating now, that's the whole purpose. If you get frustrated with me, I don't even care, because it's about growth. We already went over, that's the tree. Some things is disagreeable, some things is agreeable. When you looking and you just want everything to be, everything to be agreeable, that's unrealistic. They don't draw trees like this. You don't draw trees like this. Where the roots at? There is no tree without roots. These are your experiences in life. This is what made you. This is your past. Past karma at that. It's going to determine what happens and what comes out of, and what kind of fruit is it going to be. It's going to determine if the tree is going to be leaning sideways. Is it going to be leaning sideways, or is it going to be drooped over? How is the tree going to be? Or is the tree just going to be a redwood? What you raising out here? Look at your own life. Look at the people that you having sex with. Look at the people that you debating with on Facebook. What kind of past life or experience are they having? It's all growth, though. Some of it just growing down. There's agreeable and disagreeable. Yep. A lot of people ain't want to stay for this part of the lesson right here. I see the numbers getting low. Some of y'all didn't share this either. My. I really love and appreciate y'all. But you know what? What if the kids, man, knew the tree system? What if it could be broke down as simple? What if we start raising visionaries? We got to start raising visionaries. Yep. I definitely appreciate y'all. This one gonna go out to my man, Triple X. Triple X, the guy who got killed. Remember him? The guy who got killed down in Miami, the one who got shot. Yeah, they said he had a bunch of issues with his mother. His mother didn't know astrology. She went through some tough times. He probably seen some tough stuff. He was coming up being violent to women or getting into stuff he probably shouldn't have been getting into. Then somebody put a hit out on him. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, they put a hit out on him. It was too clean. And they were talking about how talented he was. But what about his chart? He was talking so profound and so deep. You won't talk about no astrology, though. You can't, just... He had watched a lot of videos. He had watched a lot of things about being positive. But he wasn't living it himself yet. He was trying to. He had changed. Had a lot of content. But what if his mama would have had something like this? And he'd have had the same talent, same drive, same push. Woo! Damn near scary. What about your child? What you got on your hands? You got a Kanye West on your hands, a Jay-Z? How are you developing your children? How are you developing the child in you? What if? Yeah, what if? Teaching the children. All of us got a child inside of us. Getting off my soapbox now. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. The promo code is LiveFree50, CoachKAstrology.info. I'm going to get at y'all shortly. I found you in peace, and I'm going to leave you in prayer. Anabakoa, Kitalakiminka, Tatia Tessera, Kabil Renat, Namcha Sakvanu, Tahara Nunara, Nagibor, Shaya Kadeka, Kabavashamnu, Barkum Taram, Rakame, Tazika Taken, Tamid Gamna, Kasim Kadosh, Bararuk Tufka, Nahela Teka, Yakit Gale, Amchapanez, Craig Tuska Taker, Shavatanu Kabel, Ushma, Tazakatanu, Yodea Talamo, Bararuk Shem, Kavomakuto, Alam Vae. Thank you, Karen. Alana knows her charts. Knows all them babies. Thank y'all for sharing. I appreciate y'all. Salute. Have a good evening. And happy summer solstice. I'm the first one that told you. Happy summer solstice, player. Boom. It's like 6:17, 6:48 in the morning. East Coast time. So if you get up anytime after 7 East Coast, you'll already be in Cancer. Peace.